Hi friends. Now today I have a unique honor of having with me our MCA screening topper of DAMS this year. He scored 202 in the MCA screening exam, which is a very good score. And not many people have scored more than 200 in this MCA screening exam. He is Dr. Mandati Rohit Kumar, and he is, and plus the entire thing is so special because he is a student of our Zhengzhou University, where our teachers were traveling to China and going in as a part of association with the university. Our teachers went there and taught them for MCA screening. And recently I shared a letter of gratitude from the university also on the Facebook and the social media, and because we are very proud of that association, and we are very proud of the results that the students have put in, the hard work Rohit has put in his personal hard work onto it to create such a result. So Rohit, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very great, sir. Uh, I used to see your lectures during my preparation whenever I get demotivated. Today I am sitting beside you. It is a great honor for me, sir. Thank you
It's
so
my pleasure.
much.
It's my pleasure. Heartiest congratulations once more. So this is a very very good score, very good score, and probably it should give you a confidence. And I really want to tell you here is it should give you confidence that you will be able to do well in the NEET exam as well.
Yes,
So
sir.
because I want you to look at this as a stepping stone to future success.
Of course, sir. I actually started a NEET PG plan. In between, I need to pass FMGA. I every time I think like that only. I like, sir. 1 second. Can I start, sir? Uh, I sincerely follow the DAMS notes. I read twice before the exam, and I did as many MCQs as possible. And every time I used to study bit more. Whatever sir says in 2 days or 3 days, I used to read a bit more because my ultimate target was NEET PG. So I used to prepare like that, and I felt ki this time FMG was very easy. If you preparing for NEET PG itself, it was very easy. You can able to crack the exam.
So how was your experience with the teachers? Coming from India, going to your university teaching, and were you happy with the quality of teachers and any particular teachers that you remember today?
Yes, I would like to thank each and every lecturer from the dams. I especially enjoyed with Dr. Anil sir, Gynae Ops.
Yeah, he's a
He's
great teacher.
great teacher, sir. He used to entertain us in the class. He took 3 days for Gynae Ops. Sir used to crack jokes in the class. By to that, we able to concentrate more towards the subject. And on by that time, we felt like after finishing the class, Gynae Ops is all done. Later, we go with MCQs. I felt ki 90% of the MCQs all are covered in the DAMS notes. Later, I studied sir notes completely twice, and whatever sir doesn't taught in the class, I used to add to it, and I prepared a lot of MCQs, sir.
And and Dr. Siddharth Mishra took personal interest in the session. I think he multiple times he
Yes,
went
sir.
there, and we
I
salute his efforts that he has
I
put into.
really want
Yeah.
to thank Dr. Siddha sir, his PSM faculty. Sir took demo class for us first time. Uh, I still remember sir took us a screening of the diseases. In that, sir taught us how specificity, sensitivity, positive and negative predictive value, how we calculate. I still remember before sir's demo class, we had epidemio subject in our university. That time we used to mug up those four formulas. We not able to remember how they are derived from. After listening to the sir's class, I find key if you know the concept, how whatever the top questions, whatever the formulas, you can able to derive. So that time I took my decision to join in the DAMSA. I think this was the best decision took me in my life.
So even I when I talk to the teachers who have traveled and taught and taught in your batch, they all come back very happy with the interaction with the students and the way students respond.
Yes,
So
sir.
they I think the bonding is there. I think the teachers they form a good bond with the
Yes,
students.
sir. I believe that every DAMS professor, they are very passionate, sir. They love to teach as much as they want. If you are able to sit in the class. They want to teach us as much they want, and we already said to sirs ki we don't know anything here, we didn't learn anything here, so please start from the basic, assume that we don't know anything. So every professor did the same thing, they started from the basics and moved to the tougher side. We also learned the same manner. I started with basics and cleared my concepts first, later on I moved to the tougher side, and in between I love to make notes, sir. Whatever they taught, I first learned the notes, and later I used to make my notes. Like if any MCQs out of the notes, I used to make concise and very short that I can able to revise before the exam. Because in last 1 month, you need to complete one subject in 2 days. Like surgery medicine, we can't able to give like 3-4 days that time. So
Your strategy was like to plan for
plan
revision in the beginning
revisions,
itself.
yes sir.
As
I
how you will revise later. It's
Uh,
good.
yes, sir. I make the notes very short, and before, like during my last 1 month preparation, I first read the notes again. Like for surgery, I did 1.5 day. I studied the entire notes, and half day, whatever the notes I made, I revised it, and later half and more half day, I go with that MCQ, sir. It
So
it
you
made,
try to mix up the MCQ practice with the classes and the
yes,
concept building and try to make notes and so that you can revise in the end
yeah,
was your strategy.
yes,
Very
sir.
nice, very nice. And I also want to know from you, Rohit, like when you decided to go to abroad for your MBBS, and then when you were there at that time, what kind of challenges did you face? Like, was because by now that the results in MCA screening are not so good usually. This time the results are much better,
Yes, sir.
and I would like to add here is that that usually you must have seen that the results are around 10%. Like how did you deal with it?
Yes, sir. When I am planning to go China, the usual pass percentage was 10%.
Yes.
My parents not willing to send me to China because if you are not passed the exam, we can't able to work here. So, on that time, I was confident ki if only 10% are passing the exam, mom, I'll stand my word. I will be in the 10%.
Definitely,
I
you
still
are
remember.
still in the 10%. Oh,
So,
that's great. And I want you to tell us more about it, like because do you want to use this platform to give an advice to the foreign medical graduates, like that when should they start studying, and what should they take seriously, and do they some of them lose their way in the beginning and then they have to recapture the ideas? Like, what do you want to advise?
So actually, the mistake I did was I started my preparation sincerely in my 5th year. It was bit late, but my advice ki if a students of first year, second year, third year, I advise ki if they have prepared textbooks, whatever the subject is, if you they went with the textbooks, and by that time dams will teach those subjects. I did biochemistry, U Satyanarayana sir. I took 1.5 month to study almost entire topics. In that class, I felt very easy to answer the questions. I think biochemistry after the class, within 2 days, I revised the notes, and I used to make notes for the textbook also, sir. I finished all the stuff. So my sincere advice was don't go with any guidebooks before. Don't find any shortcuts and all. Go with your textbooks. By 4th year, 5th year onwards, you realize ki these are the MCQs they are asking. Those are
Because
very
already
easy
there the
questions. Yeah.
base is there. Because sometimes what happens is I see that students they try to do only questions, but they don't have a base.
Yes, sir.
So when you don't have a base in the exam, you will get confused,
Yes, sir.
and in the exam you get confused that when 150 becomes 145,
Yes, sir.
and then suddenly your year gets spoiled. So clarity of understanding is the key, and I'm so happy to hear your strategy that you were like you started a little late, but when you started in 5th year, you were very clear that I want to solve this, and
Yes,
you were very clear that you wanted to make it even till the PG level,
yes,
and I'm
sir.
sure you will.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure.
Sure, sir.
So you that is where you invested your time into MCQ practice, classes, listening to teachers intently,
Yes, sir.
and making notes, and plus in between some textbooks also.
Yes, sir.
So there's a very good blend that you have created. And if you had, I think, got started a little bit more early, I think 250 would have been happening. But that doesn't really matter right now, because very few people actually cross 200 in MCA screening, and that is a very, very good score. And I'm sure we will hear more of him, and I think we might be taking an interview of him again after a PG rank also.
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
So
And the mistake I did was, sir, last 1 month was very crucial for everyone. Most of my friends got 147, like in 138 something. They said ki because of the last month they didn't revise much, so they end up in 147 like that. The thing that matters in the exam was you need to do multiple revisions and do lot of MCQs. And most of our seniors will misguide us like FMG is all about mugging up the facts, but it is not true at all. I never followed those words given by our seniors. uh, the thing that matters is to clear the concepts first. If you clear the concept, whatever the MCQ will come, you will easily able to clear the exam. My sincere advice was go with concepts first. It will take a lot of time, but once you started with concepts and remaining the surgery, medicine and all, you will play with the subjects. Those are very easy if your basics are good.
yeah, I think you've made a very valid point that, a lot of time what happens is people start thinking that because it's an objective exam, they start thinking it's only about facts. But actually, behind every fact, there is a reason.
Yes, sir.
And that reason is called as concept. So once you start knowing the reasons, you start enjoying it. So then the study does not feel like work. It is just part of it. And you should never forget the bigger theme in life, that even when you go abroad, but what was your reason? You should never forget that reason. Your reason was to become a doctor. So when you have that reason that, okay, so then I have to study just to become a doctor also, I have to study hard. So when you are studying hard, you're using good books, you're being guided right, MCA screening would be anyhow part of the journey,
Yes, sir.
and it would happen easily.
Yes, sir.
But if you look at it as like a barrier in front of you and don't study, then it is tough. So I'm very happy to hear from you, and I think now we can get some motivating lines from you for future foreign medical graduates who are right now in different universities preparing for MCI screening. Do you want to say something to them to motivate them?
Yes, sir. Uh, Before the exam, I am thinking like I am the uh, before my preparation, I used to think like I am bit inferior to the Indian medico. So after my preparing my exam, I cleared the exam and I went to PG classes. On my first day itself, I realized ki I am not inferior to any medico in the class. Just think ki everyone has the same syllabus. You are no one less than any medico in the world. You have to prepare like that before your preparation, and you have to take your own decision whether it right or wrong, and you need to stick to it and make a right path. I joined in dams. I believe that key dams is more than enough for the exam. So I started more interest towards the dams notes preparing and all, and did MCQs and all. The main thing was you have to believe what you are doing.
No, thank you, Rohit. And I would like to add here is that we are very, very proud of your achievement, and I would like to use this moment today to congratulate your parents on this achievement.
Yes,
Because they must have been worried that what will happen, and when you went there with the belief that I will be in the top 10%, you still did it.
yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to congratulate them that they have a bright son. He will do well in life in future as well. I would also like to congratulate all the DAMS faculty team who took the initiative and went abroad, and they it was out of their busy hectic schedules, they still managed to do this. And I would also like to thank the university, Zenzor University, for the support in helping us to do this. And he is one of the toppers in the MCA screening this year. We are really, really proud of it. We totally congratulate him, and I'm sure there are many pluses to take from his interview today for the future aspirants. And just for the sake of completion, I really want you to tell us a little bit about the exam that you appeared for. How was that paper like? Did you feel that any part was difficult or easier, or anything that you feel that a future aspirant should know?
So these days they are doing, before itself they used to give percentage for the subjects like surgery 35, medicines 35, but these days they are not following to it. My suggestion was go with at least 13 14 subjects strong, and remaining subjects you need to read it once, because last time surgery and micro was many of questions come from it, but this time there are not much questions from those two subjects. So the ultimate aim was you need to clear the NEET PG, so you need to study all the subjects. So FMG will be part of it, so you will easily able to clear the exam.
That's a very valid point that you've made here, is because a lot of time what I see some students, they keep they start gambling that when they see the marks distribution, say, "Arey, this will have more questions, this will have less question, let us do only that." But the exam boards are smart. You have to trust me that any exam that you will appear for, whatever marks distribution they might say, it is just a proposal. It is not a real thing
Yes,
that
sir.
really happens. It is very variable. So it is better to be good at more and more subjects. Like you said, at least 14. So don't target, like, don't look at that, okay, I'll do only 5 subjects and pass MCC, that will make it very tough.
Yes, sir.
So at least 14 is what he says. I believe that, try to be at least average in all, at least know something about everything.
Yes, sir.
Because those one or two questions will help you to finally crack that barrier of 150 marks. And please don't bet on the exam that, they will only ask micro, they will only, this is all crap, because in the real exams, the marks distributions are more variable than whatever has been proposed. And that happens every year. So I am sure that he has raised a very, very pertinent point, and I think it will help a lot of future aspirants. Now,
And I would like to add on, sir, those who are failed in the exam, uh, please don't get depressed and take it in the right path, right way. Whatever you study, it will help you for the next FMG or PG. Go through it, and I think because of lack of multiple revisions, you only end up with 140s like that. The ultimate your goal will be NEET PG, and if you knowledge will never goes off. So think like that. Whatever you studied, it will help you, but this time you have to do multiple revisions. You can easily clear the exam, and those who are already passed the exam, please don't go for any jobs and all, because you will be out of the track. If any FMG pass the exam, I think they can easily crack the NEET PG. You are So don't be misguided by anyone. Stick to your own decisions, make the right path, and go with PG classes.
and I would like to add here is that he's made a very valid point that when you give the exam and you don't pass it, the first response that you will get is you will get a little angry and you might get a little depressed. But you have to quickly get out of it and get back to the action. Otherwise, these 6 months will pass very fast and the next exam will come. So it is very important to regroup yourself, find a path, find your mistakes. So if you are into 145 to 150 zone, probably the lack of revision and the exam skill was your lacking. But if you are into 130 zone, probably it is the content that is lacking. You need more help. So try and find out where you are, introspect, try to jot down what topics you need help at, and create a strategy. But instead of just getting depressed over it, and that will spoil another 2-3 months, and then the exam will come. So MCS skinning is an exam which happens twice a year, so you have to keep planning like that, so that otherwise the year time will get wasted. And I've seen many people, when they don't pass it in one go or two go, they sometimes they say, okay, I'm leaving the exam totally, I'm getting into some job, etc. And then when they try to come back, it becomes very difficult.
Yes, sir.
And second thing that he's made as a very valid point is that when you are preparing for MCI, you've already reached into a level. Now you have to raise that bar to reach to the PG. But if you leave that advantage with you, now what will happen? You start forgetting. You'll start forgetting, and if you put 1 year in between two jobs and two miscellaneous activities, what will happen? Then that gap will increase, and then even your confidence will go. Right now, you are already preparing well, you are on a good track. It is a good idea to target the NEET also in the same go rather than putting a gap in between. So, I also want to add here is that we conducted our MCI screening CBT this year with in Delhi and many cities. We did it on computer centers, and for our China students we offered them on their computers.
Yes.
So and I am very proud to share with you that Rohit was the rank 1 of DAM CBT MCI screening also this year, and that rank 1 has reflected into a top rank in MCI screening also. So Rohit, how was your experience with the CBT, and did that give you confidence for future?
Yes, sir. I think the CBT was held 1 month before the exam. I know most of the questions, but I thought like FMG exam and the CBT conducted by DAMS, it will be difficulty level will be equal. So after giving my exam, I started the questions whatever I did wrong, and I felt those were very silly mistakes. And that time I felt ki for sure I will pass the exam. But my ultimate goal was to reach 200 marks, sir.
This time you've done it.
Yes, sir, I
Very
done
good.
it. During my preparation, I used to get some dreams of getting like more than 200 marks. I used to share with my parents. I never believe कि I'll cross the 200 mark. They used to support me a lot. They used to talk me daily. They still motivating me for the NEET PG. Hope I'll clear my NEET PG also, sir.
Definitely. And tell me about, because you're such a bright student, and you were our CBT rank one. You have more than 200 in this MCA screening. I want you to now give us a final message, that you want to say to foreign graduates, people who would be appearing for MCA screening. What do you want to tell them?
I would like to advise, sir, my fellow mates, start as early as possible. If you study as early, if you are studying for 4 hours at least in your second year, third year, you don't know the value of those 4 hours. You will got to realize ki in your last year, while if you are in any coaching, it will help you a lot because your concepts are clear before that time you able to revise those topics. And my ultimate my one best advice to my all fellow mates was hard work beats talents. So if you are doing your hard work, then don't think I am not talent. If I study, I will I can't able to remember those huge topics and all. The multiple times you revise, then you can remember. So keep in your mind ki hard work beats talent. So keep on doing your work. Thank you, sir.
It's very nice, very nice. And I also want to, take it from you, that because I've been talking to you today and I have learned a lot of things from you. So I also want to add here is that, like, when I was talking to him, it was all about, he wanted to make his parents proud. I'm sure, because all the time, he was talking about that he wanted to, do it for his parents. You want to tell something to foreign graduates, how did you keep yourself motivated during that time? Because I think your parents kept, you know, motivating you all the time.
Yes, sir.
Until today they are, and probably that is forming the backbone of your support system.
Yes, sir. Actually, I am from middle class family, sir. Actually, I am single parent. Like my mother is nurse. She struggled a lot to complete my MBBS. So I never studied before. This is my first achievement, and this is my first interview.
Definitely,
Uh,
I'm sure, your mother will be very proud of you.
Yes, I still remember ki in my fifth year, my mom said ki I saw one interview, like one guy from a poor village, he got IAS rank, and that time she was literally crying ki those that guy who cracked IAS said my parents were very motive for me. That the kind of speech my mom heard. So that time I thought ki even I want to give an interview after achieving my success and mentioning about my parents. So thank you so much, mom. You are backbone of my success, and I'll do the best I can. Thank you.
Heartiest congratulations once more, and I'm sure you have, your parents will be very proud of you, and I'm sure they will be, your parents, your mom, they would be very, very proud of your future achievements as well. I'm sure you'll do well in life.
Yes, sir.
Heartiest congratulations once more.
Thank
God
you,
bless
sir.
you.
And every FMG, when you are going to China, please keep in your mind कि your parents were struggling a lot. If you are success, they will celebrate our success, and keep doing your hard work.
Yes.
Yes,
Keep
thank you,
working
sir.
hard. Don't get misguided in the beginning. Start studying from the beginning itself. It really doesn't matter if you're studying a little less or more, but at least keep doing that. Because I would like to add here and take it from him that he said that some people that in the beginning time they don't put in any hours, and then in suddenly you have to struggle. So that is the advice coming from the MCA screening topper this year, Rohit Kumar, 202 score, NAMS Zenzal student. We are very proud of his achievement. Heartiest congratulations once more.
Once again, I would like to thank entire DAMS faculty, sir. Because of you guys, I am here. I achieved my success.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.